of the 2023-2024 season. As I'm Toby Ford alongside Caden Praisewater, we'll be bringing you tonight's coverage. We'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight, Bashir's Tree and Lawn, Kozaks, Oaks Kia, and the Eric Craig Real Estate Team. So tonight we should be in for a fun one, a good border war rivalry here as Smithville Warriors 6-2, Pittsburgh, Smithville Warriors 6-1, Pittsburgh 4-2. What should we see tonight, Caden?
Honestly, I think we're going to see, without Aiden Ambrose this week, we will see Austin Clevenger also hurt, so we're going to see number 5 Lyndon out there. He's going to be taking Lyndon Russell, going to be taking more snaps for running, and so will you see number 33 Tristan Atkins out there running the ball more, which is a weird sign for Smithville having both their 2 starting running backs hurt.
And I believe, I'm not sure on this, but Aiden Ambrosen might have been taking reps in warm-ups. We'll see.
Yeah, he has been practicing all week, getting those reps in, but questionable, as you would like to say, in the NFL. We will see.
Yep. So Smithville Warriors have been very successful this year. One thing that has stood out on offense has been their passing game. Jake Schaefer leads the team. The Warriors quarterback, Jake Schaefer, leads the team in passing touchdowns, but not only that, but rushing touchdowns as well. So the Warriors senior quarterback is having just a phenomenal season, to say the least.
Yes, he is. Of course, Jake Schaefer, one of the best quarterbacks in Missouri right now in the Class 4. And I just love to say, if you let him out of the pocket, he's going to find one of his top receivers, Benjamin Morosky, who on defense also has 3 interceptions. So Max McKenzie, Jet Coleman, also 2 scary guys that you don't want to let open.
Exactly. This Warriors receiving core has speed everywhere. But not only Morosky on the offensive side, but like you said, 3 picks this season. Him and Roman Roski, the other corner. Roman Roski has 4 picks this season. So this defense, the secondary, will force a lot of turnovers. They've been great at forcing turnovers all year, averaging more than 1 interception per game as a team, which is pretty successful.
Yeah, they have been. I mean, in some games we've seen it. They've been a little bit struggle. And the Ruskin game is a perfect example. They were struggling, letting Ruskin have their star players break out. But then recently, in these past few games, they've just been out there locking everybody up. Great secondary, great D-line, great linebacker, just looking wonderful everywhere recently.
And that's always a good sign as the defense improving, because it doesn't matter how the defense starts the season. It matters how they end. Very, very successful if they can keep improving. So the Warriors take the field. They're in their all grays tonight for this border war rivalry. The Warriors played Pittsburgh to start this matchup last season. They played Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh and were very successful. Beat them by a large margin in that game. Caleb Donnell, who's graduated, had an amazing game last season. And the Warriors were really able to run all over Pittsburgh last year, so we'll see how they can run tonight.
Yeah, and I'd like to say, talking to Roman Roski at school, I heard this Pittsburgh offense is a really heavy read option offense, so that was one of the things that Roman Roski did not like about this Pittsburgh offense. So it will be a run-heavy game, we are assuming.
For sure, and Pittsburgh, about 70% of their plays are usually runs on the season. They're going to be based around the option offense, like you said, and so we'll see what happens tonight as far as this defense. But the Warriors defense needs to load the box tonight and key in on that run game.
Yeah, that is what's going to happen. And another thing, for Pittsburgh's passing game, we really, as you were talking about, they don't really have it. And it's windy tonight, so we're going to see what happens with this passing game, if we're really going to get that many deep balls or if it's only going to be short screens, as they like to use Jet Coleman, Drake O'Neal to get those for Smithville.
For sure. Jet Coleman's a guy he hasn't been great for the Warriors past couple weeks, but he's always that go-to screen guy. With his blazing speed, he can really take off on some of those screens.
Yeah, and as we've seen the past few weeks, after Drake O'Neal got injured at the beginning of the year, they've been starting to rotate him in, getting more of those reps where Jet Coleman would be, as Jet Coleman's been hurt since the beginning of the year, dealing with some leg issues. So we will see how it's going to be. Just thrilling offense, honestly.
And yeah, and the Smithville Warriors offense, they're usually, Coach Ambrosen has his offense, they're usually known for smash mouth, run the football, but this season they've been much more past the football, or oriented around Jake Schaefer, and they've been really just a fun team to watch this season.
Yeah, I mean, Jake Schaefer, first year starting, I mean, he had to go against one of the better quarterbacks in Missouri last year, Andrew Hedgecorth, who was a wonderful, outstanding read option quarterback. Basically, you could have him run, he could pass, he could do it all. Jake's been doing that also this year. Really had a great guy to have a role model under as, and just great quarterback all around, honestly.
And Schaefer's gotten to learn from Hedgecorth for the past 3 seasons before taking the reins, and I feel like that has also contributed to how successful he's been this season.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, honestly, he has a great supporting cast too, and I do see Aiden Ambrosian suited up out there, so he will be playing tonight. Maybe not as much snaps as usually he will get, but he is out there. He looks ready to play, so we will see.
And that is a good sign. Aiden Ambrosian, he's been playing more focused on linebacker this season, and the Warriors are definitely going to need a guy like Aiden Ambrosian tonight to stop that run.
Yeah, as we saw, Aiden Ambrosian was playing outside linebacker for them at the beginning of the season. They had Hayes Middleton, Aiden Ambro, and then, of course, Trey Adkins, and then they had to switch it up and bring Hayes to play middle linebacker, Trey, and Jackson Sandrowski on the outside, bringing him in. So Aiden Ambro is in. That's a great sign to see. And I'd like to mention, week 1, I remember this like it was yesterday, Aiden Ambro throwing up mid-game against Raytown. It was a great sight, and he's kept playing through it. He is a dog. That's what he is right there.
Aiden Ambrosian definitely is, and the big thing for him is, can he stay healthy? He's had all these injury problems this season. Last year, obviously, he went out with that MCL injury, didn't come back till the end of the season, and he's a guy that can really help this Warriors team take off. Obviously, that Platte County game, the one loss the Warriors had, Ambrosian had to leave the game at halftime due to a concussion, and so things like that down the road are going to be huge.
Yes, they are. I mean, if this Warriors team is healthy, they are ranked as the #1 team in Class 4 in Missouri right now. So we will see how these Warriors will perform tonight.
So it looks like the Warriors captains are Colin Mueller, Trey Adkins, Max McKenzie, and Ben Morowski, 4 outstanding seniors. As we'll await the coin toss here in a few minutes. Today was the cross-country senior night. And as well as student section wearing pink for breast cancer awareness and cheerleaders.
Captains for the Warriors, number 4, Colin Mueller. Number 33, Trey Atkins. Number 18, Max McKenzie. And number 10, Ben Morowski. Smithville brings a 6-1 record in, led by head coach Jason Ambrosian.
Another thing to mention, this is the Warriors' last home regular season game. Obviously, surely we'll have a few home playoff games at the least, but this is their last home regular season game this season. So expect the Warriors to really fight their tails off, because you never know.
Yeah, of course, you have Kearney and Grandview right behind them in districts for their conference right now, so we will see how they do in this game against Pitt, Kansas, who is not in their conference. So it's an out-of-conference game, but this is a big game for Smithville, so they really need this win so they can go against Grandview next week.
For sure, and whenever you play a team from out of state, there's always a little bit more of a rivalry going on, especially since this started last season. We saw Donnell throw up the peace sign on a touchdown last season, and so we'll see what chippiness goes on tonight.
Yes, we will. Caleb Donnell, of course, one of the best running backs I've ever watched play, honestly, and had that fantasy-like performance last year with, 4 touchdowns?
Oh, he had so many in several games. He had 4 some against Pittsburg last season, 5 against Kearney in the playoffs. Donnell was a huge running back for this Warriors group, and with him graduating, we've really seen a little bit of a slip in the rushing game, but Lyndon Russell and Clevenger have really started to keep this running game going these past couple weeks.
Well, yeah, Lyndon Russell wasn't even 3 weeks ago. I don't even think he was getting any varsity snaps, and now he has really stepped up, coming from JV, and now is just being one of the great best running backs on this team. Clevenger, of course, was hurt last week, and we didn't really see much of him, but Lyndon Russell did really do good, and so is Trey Adkins, who really was more of a defensive-focused guy, and now he's starting to run the ball and doing great, looking good in practice and all that. So we will see how this running game goes.
And what always helps is, and Coach Ambrosian loves to have, is multiple running backs so you can keep guys' legs healthy, something they didn't have last year. And so when you have that, when you get towards the end of the season, you don't have guys' legs getting tired because you can rotate them in.
Yeah, of course. I mean, last year they kind of did, but really didn't at the same time. You had Preston Rash and Caleb Donnell, which both great running backs, just not really in sync at the same time during that season.
So here we go, Zach Wheeler to kick this one off. Wheeler's been incredible for the kickoffs this season. The Warriors special teams have had one forced fumble this season on kickoffs. We'll see what happens here as the kick is up. And so it'll be returned around the 10 and broken to about almost the 30, but a good tackle by the Warriors. And so Pittsburgh will set up shop close to that 30-yard line. So keep in mind, Pittsburgh is going to come out with an option offense. Lots of rushing will be going on tonight on their end. And they've been very successful, 4-2 on the season.
And yeah, Smithville has a 5-man front here.
5-man front, 3 linebackers in the middle. As this one will be hand off, and not very much doing as a great tackle by Jackson Sendrowski and Hayes Middleton, 2 of these linebackers on the Warriors.
Hayes Middleton, only a sophomore, and he is really just taking it from C team last year to now starting varsity linebacker. Just what an amazing player for Smithville.
So Webb Fern, the starting quarterback for Pittsburgh, he's a senior. He stands at 6 feet tall. As they send a guy in motion and they give it to him. There's some room to the outside as he cuts it towards the middle and a first down on a good run by Maverick Caswell, another senior receiver.
Yeah, that was a little motion over to get him to the outside, try to break outside right there.
Caswell's actually listed as a running back there, but he starts in a receiver position and gets sent in motion, so interesting play there for Pittsburgh.
Yes, it was. I mean, he was a little speedy and getting out. I think, honestly, what Pittsburgh's going to try to do is get this ball outside to some of the DBs.
And here, like you said, get the ball outside. They got 4 wide receivers lined up, 1 back in the backfield, and it's a quick screen to Caswell, and he's got some room to the outside as he cuts it back towards the middle. And so Caswell seems to be Pittsburgh's guy. Early, Warriors say they fumbled, but the ref will rule him down. Warriors, Hayes Middleton has the ball under the pile, but there is no fumble. The refs rule him down.
Yeah, it seems like they're going to try to get it to number 17, Maverick Caswell, out of the gate. That might be the star player. We will see.
And so Pittsburgh, after the huddle, hurries to the line here for 2nd and 1. Be expecting a QB sneak or of some sort. And it's going to be an option. And this handoff will go for a first down as he's quickly tackled by multiple Warriors on the play.
And there's, I believe, Austin Clevenger's out there, who usually isn't out there for Smithville on the defensive front. So he will be getting reps on offense and defense tonight. And as the ball is rolling back, because of how windy it is, it's an interesting sight.
Yes, keep in mind the wind will be an issue today. You can see the refs' uniforms moving around very well in the wind. But like you said, Clevenger's out there on defense, part of their 5-man look on the D-line, something the Warriors have not ran much this season. And there's a reverse to the outside as a good tackle and a gain of around 3 or 4 as that reverse goes to Connor Profit.
Jackson Sendrowski with a tackle there. It was a good tackle. They just subbed him out for Aiden Ambrose. So let's see how Aiden Ambrose can do coming off an injury.
So keep in mind, Aiden Ambrosen coming off injury is out there, the senior linebacker, the leader of this defense. His dad, the head coach of this football team. Warriors 5-man front still. And it's a screen out wide. This one a Profit and a good tackle by Ben Morosky. And we're going to be saying his name a lot tonight. I can feel it.
Yes, we will. I mean, honestly, just a great all-around player that can do everything. The comparison we've had for past few weeks, of course, Travis Hunter. Just wonderful guy out there playing safety, looking good. And then, of course, one of the best receivers on this team. Has the stats for it. So we will see how they will use him tonight. If they get him more of a post across the middle, we will see.
Well, and this Warriors defense likes to use Morosky in multiple different positions. Here he's lined up as safety, and a good tackle by Jay Surratt. And that's going to set up third down and long. But like I was saying, and Ben Morosky, a guy he's played corner throughout his whole career. This year they've switched him to safety. They put him in some nickel sets, and they really moved him around all over the place.
Yes, they have, and that was a great tackle by Jay Surratt there. I mean, honestly, watching him play, he is the best tackler on the Smithville defense right now. He gets really low, aims for the knees, and just tries to take those out.
And excuse me, it's fourth down. So 4th down and 10. Pittsburgh going to line up the punt as you see Morosky back there. He has one punt return to the end. That's a horrible snap.
Ooh,
but they do get the punt off as it is blocked just a little bit by Roski. But it takes a Pittsburgh roll, and so the Warriors will have the ball at their own 25.
That was some good hustle by Roman Roski to try to get back there. Of course, you saw the snap, got caught by the wind, went up, and then muffed by the punter.
And that wind going to be assigned all night tonight. As we'll see how Schaefer can do here in his first drive. So the Warriors defense started off a little rocky. They got back on track. And now we'll see what the offense can do as they have McKenzie, Coleman, and Morosky lined up out wide. Morosky in motion. It's going to be a handoff to, I believe, Aiden Ambrosen. So Ambrosen getting his carry in the run game there. The senior running back / linebacker. Haven't seen a lot from him as running back this year, probably due to health issues.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the type of plays we were seeing at the beginning of the year. And then, honestly, last year, towards the end of the season in that final game against St. Mary's, that's what we really need to see from him.
And Ambrosen, a guy who really going into the season was our lead back, and now he's...
Oh, and Jake Schaefer off the field. Sophomore Peyton Steffen going to have to take over this offense.
So keep an eye on that as Schaefer just came off to the field. Not sure what's going on with him, but he looks to be okay as he stands right next to Coach. And this one's going to be a handoff to Ambrosen with plenty of room up the middle. And Ambrosen's still on his feet and over the midfield. So that is what Ambrosen's capable of. And we haven't seen a lot from it this year, but that is what he can do.
See, and that's the type of running back that Smithville loves, is that guy that'll just put his head down and just keep running no matter what tries to hit him.
And Schaefer heads back out there. I wonder if they put Steffen out there for design, maybe to throw Pittsburgh off. Maybe Pittsburgh thought that Steffen might be able to keep it or something, because Schaefer looks completely fine as now Morosky goes in motion. And this one's going to be a play action. Schaefer looking downfield. It's going to be a screen pass to Ambrosen with plenty of space as he breaks a tackle. He gets about the 30 as he gets tackled out of bounds.
And what a great block by number 7. Oh, and that's going to be a flag. Colby Harris, that was maybe a crack block or a block in the back. It's going to take them back.
So the illegal block in the back will push the Warriors back, but Ambrosen, 3 plays, 3 touches. Maybe they shouldn't use them all at once. You know, you're worried about the health of him, and he's definitely going to be tired, and he's off the field now. So, but Ambrosen, a huge guy. You want to sprinkle him in every now and then because he plays both ways.
Yeah, they just put in number 33, Trey Adkins, to go. Maybe see if they can mix it in with him too. Looks like refs adjusting to where the ball was supposed to be.
So first down and long here. Schaefer is going to keep it on the read option, try and get it outside. Not much doing as Caswell tries to chase them down. Notice Caswell, that guy for Pittsburgh on offense, also playing both ways as he chases Schaefer down.
Caswell is really fast out there, as you can see. One of the faster guys on this Pittsburgh offense and defense, as I should say. Sorry for my mispronunciation there.
So second down and 16 here. 5:48 to go in the first quarter. We've seen lots of runs on both sides. Wondering when the Warriors will try and open up that passing game, as they have all 3 wide receivers lined up in a bunch formation out to Schaefer's left. And Schaefer's going to take the snap, look to throw over the middle. He's got Max McKenzie with plenty of room, and there's the speed to the 10, into the end zone, and so one pass to a receiver, and it's a touchdown. So Schaefer 1 for 1 in a touchdown pass.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they tried to lead Ben Morosky, and that flats was covered heavily and just left Max McKenzie wide open over the middle, just as him and Jet Coleman both track stars. So we love to see that track speed getting used.
And like you said, this win, but that win did not seem to be a problem for Schaefer as he threw a bullet right into McKenzie's chest, and a beautiful throw and catch leads to a 55-some-yard touchdown here. And so the Warriors have a chance to put it up 7-0 as Aiden Verhulst is on to kick the extra point. He has been unable to kick the extra points for the Warriors the past couple weeks due to concussion from soccer. But that is just a nasty formation, and don't be surprised if the Warriors go to that more often when they line up Morosky, Coleman, and McKenzie on the same side.
Yeah, that bunch trips, I mean, honestly, you can run a lot out of it. You could get a screen to Ben, who was the middle receiver, right, or the inside receiver, excuse me, or Jet Coleman, who is also one of the best track guys on this team.
And the kick is up and through, so Verhulst picks up just where he left off before the injury. And so the Warriors will take a 7-0 lead. We're 5:27 to go in the first quarter.
Great drive from Smithville right there. Jake Schaefer, of course, studying the needle to Max McKenzie over the middle.
And that's just beautiful. Like I said, you know, this passing game is so good for the Warriors, and they hadn't really pulled it out that whole first drive, and you're like, when are they going to get it to one of their star receivers? And that time they do, Schaefer to McKenzie.
Yeah, Max McKenzie and Jet Coleman haven't really been the guy that on film you would be worried about. It's been Ben Morosky, but right there, I mean, that just proves how deadly these three receivers are for Smithville.
Well, yeah, in the past couple weeks, McKenzie's been phenomenal. He's had multiple touchdowns in each of the past 2 games, and he's averaging over 60 yards per game receiving. Had a touchdown last week on homecoming against Winnetonka. And so McKenzie and Morosky have really been those two like sharp guys for this Warriors receiving corps.
Yes, they have.
So Wheeler to kick this one off. And it's kicked towards the sideline, and it's a short one, but the returner has no idea what to do with it, and that's what Wheeler is so good at. And so horrible field position for Pittsburgh due to Wheeler's awesome spin he puts on those kicks where the ball bounces straight up.
Yeah, that was an awesome kick from Zach Wheeler right there, who got the proper spin, and as number 4 right there was stunned to see that and didn't know what to do with the ball.
Well, he just places those. You can tell he placed that in between the returners and the blockers, right in between both of them, and that's the type of stuff Wheeler does, and that's why this kickoff special teams get so many fumbles forced. And so this one here, Fern hands it off.
Yeah, I'd like to go back to the Excelsior game where he had a nice kick, and then all of a sudden Jet Coleman just dead sprinting down the field, just picks up the ball. It was around the 15-yard line. Nobody even tried to grab it. Jet Coleman just grabs it and then set up for a touchdown to open the Excelsior Springs game.
And Wheeler was the kicker last season who helped the special teams force quite a few fumbles last season. And they had like 6 or 7 of those last season. So here we go, 2nd down and 8. Fern to take the snap. And he drops the ball and is able to land on it. Okay, so it'll be 3rd down here with 4:34 to go in the first quarter.
We'll see this play if they're going to run the 5-man front. I think Austin Clevenger came out for Barrett Iverson, 2 sophomores that switched it up. Yeah. I don't think they're running the 5-man front this play, just going to run a 4-3.
So they bring in an extra DB here. So they'll have 4 men lined up on the line, 3 linebackers. As they show a safety blitz here. Press coverage on the outside from Roman Roski. Fern drops back to throw. He throws it over the middle and incomplete as Hayes Middleton is there in coverage.
Hayes Middleton, of course, taking a big step in this defense, going from an outside linebacker to now the play caller on this defense, doing a really good job. It looks like they're going to bring out the punt team.
And Middleton's the guy. He is the Warriors' future. of this linebacker core. He's the only starting linebacker that is not a senior. He's a sophomore, so he's got a bright future for this Warriors team.
Yes, he does, and there's a lot of sophomores, honestly. The sophomore class for Smithville is going to be super fun one to watch, as you got Peyton Steffen, who's backup quarterback, and so many others.
And that is a pretty good kick, as it'll take another Pittsburgh bounce. And so the Warriors will take possession as Schaefer is 1 for 1 with 1 touchdown pass. And we'll see what he can do on this drive.
Yeah, back to that sophomore class. I mean, there's so many well-studded guys around, like Austin Clevenger, Peyton Steffen, Hayes Middleton, of course. It's just like that class looks like they have the potential to be one of the better classes that goes through Smithville. And all those guys are super nice, and I love talking to them, so we'll see.
And these seniors are really the last remaining players who had guys on that state championship team for the Warriors. And Trey Adkins gets his carry. Kind of more of a power runner than linebacker, and he gets a good gain there. But like I was saying, this Warriors team, these seniors are the last of really the guys who played on that state championship team when they were sophomores. And so after this season, the question is, how will the Warriors football, what will the Warriors football look like? And you'll get a good look on that with a lot of these sophomores like Middleton and Clevenger and Jay Surratt.
Yeah, and of course those guys will be juniors, and Jay Surratt will be a senior next year.
Yeah.
So we will see how they do on next year. And honestly, Peyton Steffen's going to have to take a big step like Jake Schaefer did this year.
And so Adkins gets the carry here as he tries to bounce it outside. Not much to it, so it'll be 3rd down and short. So the Warriors heavy on the run game. We'll see what they do here on 3rd and short.
I'm honestly predicting this play right here. I'm going to say they probably go through for a screen possibly, and oh no, Trey Adkins, that's not good. One of the running backs you like to rotate. So number 5, Lyndon Russell. We'll see what he can do here.
And Adkins is hobbling on the sideline. Not a good sign. A guy who's really good at linebacker. And you have to question why he's playing running back when we got these other guys. He focuses on being linebacker. And Lyndon Russell here is going to end up probably just a tad short. We'll see where they mark him with forward progress. But like I'm saying, like Trey Adkins is a guy. He's a great linebacker. Why do you risk playing him at running back when he hasn't played much running back throughout his whole career as a football player?
Yeah, I mean, I see what they were trying to do. Trey Adkins is a great runner, and what they would try to do in the situation is have their more rotating running backs going through so they could get more looks and have Pittsburgh scared on what it's going to look like. Where, see, Aiden Ambrose, Austin Clevenger, they have more of the power, and Trey Adkins have the power run, and then you have Lyndon Russell who's out there right now. He's their speed guy. He's one of the faster people that you will see in the running back core. And if he breaks free, he could be gone, and you won't see him again until the next drive, of course. But, yeah, he's just outstanding running backs here. But, yeah, why would you want to risk this situation where you have one of your starting linebackers out there and possibly getting him hurt?
So they bring out the chain gain here. Is this going to be really close?
It's going to be inches.
So inches short. And so we'll see what the Warriors dial up here as they're going to go.
And it's going to be Dozer. Colby Harris in the backfield right now.
Yep, Colby Harris in the backfield. The defensive tackle / offensive lineman will get the handoff, and he gets a big lane and powers his way through for a first down. So always brilliant to see when Colby Harris gets a handoff.
Yeah, I mean, last week in practice, they were practicing it, and it was a fun sight to watch. And I remember one of the freshmen said, watch them pull that out this week. And they did with Colby Harris. Such a big kid out there and just a wonderful blocker, and he can do so many things on offense and the defensive side of the ball.
Colby Harris was a brilliant offensive lineman for the Warriors last season. They moved him to defensive line. He's also playing offensive line right now. They move Aiden Ambrose in motion here. Schaefer's going to throw a quick out swing to Ambrose, and it's dropped, but a forward pass ruled incomplete.
And I wonder if right now my hands are cold, so Jake Schaefer's hands might be cold, and he's not really putting them in the hand warmer much. So we will see if those hands in the pass game is going to bother him and how windy it is. Just every factor is going against the pass game right now.
Well, that swing pass, something Coach Ambrose has his offense, they run a lot of swings to the running back, and right there, you hardly ever see it not work out, and right there, just a drop pass there from Ambrose. So 2nd down and 10 in the pistol. Schaefer is going to hand it off to Ambrosen out to the right side. Ambrosen cuts the hole, and he's got some room to the 30. And to the 20 as he tumbles, kind of trips over his own feet, and comes up a little hobble, and he looks to be okay as he kind of limps off the field.
Yeah, what they tried last play, I'm going to elaborate on that. That's what they call a dump screen right there. So they have trips out left, and then they're going to try to run a screen where you have 3 blockers out there and then try to get open field for, of course, the star Aiden Ambrosian.
And Aiden Ambrosian did a great job with the open field there. And something we haven't seen from him because of injury. We haven't seen him out there a lot, but he's really having a successful start to this game. So Schaefer is going to keep this. He faked me out on the read option, runs into Jet Coleman, who's trying to block for him. And he does get the first down no, he doesn't. So he's going to be marked short. It'll be 2nd down and 1.
Great run by Jake Schaefer. Matching the number 8 is Lamar Jackson, comparable out there as they're running this read option a little bit more than usual.
Schaefer is a dual threat, something he's developed over time. He went to his freshman, sophomore year, he wouldn't have said he was a dual threat guy, but then junior year he really started picking up the running attack that Hedgecourt liked to use. And this year he's a do-it-all guy, very successful.
Yes, he is. Of course, Jake Schaefer. Honestly, one play you can see him throw 30 to 40 yards downfield, and the next play you're going to see him running for a good 20 yards. It's just so mixed, and with the Smithville offense, you can do so many things with your receivers, of course, your running backs, and then a wonderful offensive line. So you can do so many things. Of course, one guy that I'd like to mention, Colin Mueller, honestly, and you'll see in most of your run plays, that's the guy that's going to be leading your running back upfield.
Yeah, for sure. And so we'll see what the Warriors can do here, finish this drive, as they are in the red zone, as they'll switch sides for the 2nd quarter. But so far, a good start for the Warriors.
The scoreboard might not say so, but it has been a really good start for the Warriors. Defense holding them first both drives, and offense looking good both drives. So hopefully get into the end zone, start the 2nd quarter.
This drive, yep. The Warriors really, like you said, scoreboard doesn't show it. They're only up 7-0, but they've dominated this whole side, and the scoreboard may not say it because Pittsburgh runs a lot of clock with their rushing attack. But so far, 7-0, and the Warriors are about knocking on the door here to see if they can put up 14.
Yes, they are, and let's see how they will do in the red zone right here.
So Schaefer to take the snap in the pistol. Morosky lined up next to McKenzie in a good open field, and Lyndon Russell is into the end zone, the junior running back, and the Warriors can put this one up to about 14-0 here with the extra point.
Yeah, Lyndon Russell, of course, that's your speed guy. That's the guy that you want to watch out for. If you let him get into the open field, that's a scary guy to tackle.
And a great job by the offensive line to give him that big hole. Good job by Colin Mueller, the tight end, blocking there on the outside, give him that gap. And now Verhulst to take the extra point here.
Number 96, Aiden Verhulst on to attempt the extra point.
Jake Schaefer, the holder here. Snap good, go to hold, kick is up and through. So the Warriors take a 14-0 lead, 11:56 to go in the 2nd quarter. And the Warriors offense 2 for 2, the Warriors defense 2 for 2. Brilliant start on both sides.
Yes, it is, and love watching this Warriors offense come, and of course rotating running backs, getting the wide receivers open downfield, great blocking, just all around great. And then of course the defense, of course, doing the exact same thing. Pittsburgh is getting some first downs, but really whenever it comes to a 3rd and 4th and 4, they're really holding them right now. So great job by Smithville defense too.
So Trey Adkins went down with that injury earlier, still being looked at by some of the trainers.
Yeah, and I believe his right leg. I didn't see what happened, but he was limping off, couldn't put any weight on it, so we will see. and he is one of the big keys to this defense where he's an outside linebacker. Started off as an inside linebacker at the beginning of the season, so we'll see what happens if he comes back out and plays or not.
So Wheeler to kick this one off. And the ref blows their whistle and throws a flag. Most likely a false start here.
Offsides against the Dragons.
So an offside. So an offsides against the Pittsburg Dragons.
It's an interesting sight to see.
And this is going to help the Warriors out because now they'll get to kick 5 yards closer. But they said Pittsburgh line had a guy across the 45, which you can't do on the return team. So we'll see what the Warriors can do here as they move 5 yards closer. So Wheeler will redo the kick here. And a good one towards the sideline will be returned around the 1. And a good chase down on the outside by Jet Coleman. So a great chase down by Coleman. And the special teams by the Warriors, who struggled early in the season, has really picked things up.
Yeah, Jet Coleman really got out there. Great job by him to run. Use that track speed, of course, to get down there and get that tackle.
They sent him. They knew they were 5 yards closer. They sent him on a dead sprint to get down there. And now Pittsburgh in rough field position yet again as the Warriors have 5 on the line. Man in motion. Fern looks and incomplete. As Fern and they're going to throw a flag. Horrible, horrible call as McKenzie is not early at all.
Questionable call right there. That was some great defense by Max McKenzie.
And now so pass interference is just a really bad call. McKenzie wasn't early at all.
15 yards.
As the pass was thrown.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
And Clevenger comes out for Barrett Iverson again. Looks like they're probably going to run the 4-man front, maybe blitz the safety, Jay Surratt again.
Well, Pittsburgh trying to show that they can be a threat to throw, probably to get their running game going. As this handoff, nope, it's a fake, and Fern's got plenty of room on the read option as he's tackled by Roski, as that read option had me fooled.
Yeah, did great tackle by Roman Roski there. Almost a break-free play. That would have set Pittsburgh up for some possibly crucial points against the Smithville defense.
And that read option had one of the Warriors fooled as well, as I believe it was Aiden Roberson who had the running back wrapped up and then realized, oh, the running back doesn't have the ball. So Fern here going to run the same play. This time he hands it off, and there's some room to the outside as he's tackled by Jackson Sendrowski.
That's 2 big plays now for Pittsburgh. They are moving these chains, trying to get on the ball fast.
So the run by Malcolm Riley sets up a first down, and Pittsburgh is in the Warriors' territory and moving fast here with 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. Warriors showing a 5-man front here with Mueller on the outside. Handoff again to Riley, isn't going anywhere this time. And a gain of 1 will set up 2nd and 9.
That was a good fill by Hayes Middleton right up the 1 gap and just straight center punch his thighs right there.
Brings up 2nd down and 8.
So 2nd and 8 here. As Pittsburgh only has 1 wide receiver to the outside. Fern to take the snap. He's going to send a man in motion and fake it to Riley and keep it. He's got some room on the triple option play as he had the option to pitch it but doesn't. And now to be 3rd and short, so Pittsburgh runs the triple option there.
That one got me too for a second. I thought I saw the ball on the ground. I was about to yell fumble. Good thing I didn't, but yeah, they are doing a really good job selling these read options.
So here's 3rd and 3. They line up in the same triple option formation except no receiver out there. This one's going to be a fake handoff. He's going to throw it to the tight end, and it is incomplete, batted away by Jay Surratt. An amazing play on the ball by the junior.
What a great job by Jay Surratt. Really doing great things as a Warrior safety right now and just proving how he could be the guy next year for, instead of Ben Morosky back there getting all the interceptions, it could be Jay Surratt next year. And there is 2 juniors in this Warrior secondary, Roman Roski and Jay Surratt.
And Roman Roski leads the team in interceptions as a corner. And so a false start on Pittsburgh. Should be a false start, but Pittsburgh's cheering. I don't even know if he crossed the line. I'm not sure.
Well, I believe that motion got Hayes Middleton up the middle to jump. He was coming down for a blitz in the middle.
So that really hurts the Warriors here, as now Pittsburgh has a first down. A mistake that is really costly here with 9:52 to go. And Fern is going to hand this. No, he's going to pitch it. And there's plenty of room to the outside, but a great tackle in the secondary. And it'll be 2nd and short.
As you notice in these last few plays, what they do is they're going to motion their tight end, or wing, as some people like to call it, tight end, I'm going to call it. They're going to motion the tight end to the backfield, and then they're going to do a triple option right there, and it's working really good against the Smithville defense.
Well, that time they fake the handoff to Riley. They pitch it to Profit. And a good tackle by Jay Surratt in the secondary, keeping that from being a first down. 2nd down and 1 here as Fern sends a guy in motion. He's going to look to throw. He's going to scramble to his right. Now he's going to keep it. Good tackle by Aiden Robeson, but not until he gets the first down and moves the chains.
Yeah, that was a great scramble by Fern right there, and just didn't have anybody open, so he tried to step up in the pocket and make a play, and that's what he did to get the first down.
So with that, 1st down and 10 as Pittsburgh continues the drive here under the 9-minute mark. 1st and 10 from the Warriors 21 as the Warriors have 4 on the line. And they match up as the handoff goes to Profit to the outside on the reverse, and a great tackle.
Jay Surratt, that was.
Jay Surratt again. So Jay Surratt making his name heard a lot tonight, especially on this drive.
Yes, he is, and of course that pass deflection, and now I believe it's 3 tackles on the game. He's starting to really prove that he is a great tackler and can be worthy in the pass game too.
He's very sharp as a safety coming up to tackle. So 2nd and 9. Fern looks over the middle, fakes. Now he's going to throw to the outside. Ooh. And a good play on the ball by Morosky.
Of course, great job by number 76, Isaac Yoder. Got those big hands up to get in Fern's face. Of course, Isaac Yoder, what is he, 6'3", 6'4", up there?
6'4". And notice how they use Morosky there, almost like a linebacker, like a slot corner, slot safety type guy. I don't even know what you call him there in the nickel, but he jumps that out route, the flat route, to the running back there, just lurking right there. So good play by Morosky. 3rd down and 9. Fake on the triple option as it's pitched. And a good tackle by Max McKenzie on the outside. He'll set up 4th down. But a great play earlier by Ben Morosky on the ball, and based on the ref's logic earlier, I'm surprised they didn't throw a flag.
Yeah, I was surprised on that. I mean, really, really good job to play that pass right there. And there's a flag on the field.
Probably a sideline warning, and it is. So I guess the coaches, and you see this a lot at the high school level. You hardly ever see it in the NFL. We saw one get thrown at Robert Saleh during the Chiefs game this season, which you hardly ever see in the NFL or professional level. But you seem to see it all the time, especially in these Warriors games. The refs, most of the time, just aren't fans of Coach Ambrosen and some of his coaching staff.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Ambrosen, of course, he is a great coach. He is always over there talking to the ref, though, and I think sometimes it could possibly get under the guy's skin. But Ambrosen, let's not mention, he is a great coach, has won Coach of the Year 2 or 3 times now. And he's just, of course, his play style is also a great play style on the offensive side of the ball and on the defensive side of the ball. Just love to see Coach Ambrosian having these years, but not what we want to see for him right now is a flag.
So that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty sets up a first down and goal, as that is costly. A costly penalty right there. So Pittsburgh will have first and goal here. Fern to take the snap, and definitely a false start.
False start, Dragons. Mark on 5 yards to bring up first and goal from the 14-yard line.
Looks like Pittsburgh got a little antsy right there, and Colin Mueller almost got tackled by one of the outside guys. So we could possibly see after that maybe some more holding calls coming through, as he had him fully wrapped.
For sure. And Mueller, good job by looking at the refs immediately as soon as the false start happened. So 7:09 to go as this backs up Pittsburgh. They send a man in motion. They fake the handoff, and they pitch it. And a good run right there by the outside back, and it'll be a touchdown for Pittsburgh by Maverick Caswell.
Yeah, I mean, we really didn't see that much in the last drive of Maverick Caswell, but then, of course, he comes back, and then he does it right there. That looks to be the guy they want to get it to.
And a great run on the pitch to the outside sets up Pittsburgh's first touchdown of the night. So a couple penalties from the Warriors, and it really just kept Pittsburgh's drive going.
Yeah, they did with unsportsmanlike conduct and, of course, the encroachment back there. And
So Pittsburgh going for 2. It's going to be a keeper for Fern, and it's not going anywhere as a 2-point conversion is no good. So good job by the Warriors to stand their ground. And so Pittsburgh will be down 14-6 here, 6:58 to go.
Way to stop him on the 2-point conversion there. Is a good job by Jackson Sandrosky to get low right there. Love to see that. And now we're going to see how this kickoff return can be. Sometimes a little messy, but we will see if we can have a guy like Rowan Roski or Drake O'Neal return the ball all the way back.
So the Pittsburgh Dragons respond there as the Warriors have a 14-6 lead as they're about to get the ball for their third drive of the game. Notice not many drives going for either side because of how much clock is running. All the run plays for Pittsburgh's offense is really draining clock. So this is just the third drive for the Warriors, even though there's only 6:58 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, as you see with the Warriors, they have a more fast offense, and then, of course, Pittsburgh has their triple option offense that wastes a lot of time. So we'll see how Smithville will respond to that touchdown right there, if they're going to come and play really good and get a good pass game or run game going, or are they going to lose time and just see what happens. And it looks like Coach Ambrosian still talking to the main ref right now.
Well, Coach Ambrosian definitely looks frustrated with that call from the refs.
I think it started off as a sideline warning and then turned into an unsportsmanlike conduct.
So a short kick received around the 20, and Roman Roski has some room as he shoots a gap, still on his feet. Roman Roski still going, being pushed forward, and the return goes to the Pittsburgh 35. And so a burst of energy for the Warriors sideline, and now they'll have great field position.
Of course, Roman Roski is just such a dog, around 5'5", 5'6", and is one of the best defensive backs that's ever came through Smithville. Just outstanding player and all around. I mean, honestly, if you mixed him in on offense too, he'd be scary right there also.
He just is that energy guy. He's super fast DB. And he may be short and a little skinny, but he sure is physical for his size.
As some people like to say, it's not the size of the dog, it's the bark of the dog. And he proves that right there.
And so Schaefer here on a QB run. He faked the toss right into the right side. He gets 8 or 9 yards. And that's an aspect of the Warriors that they've been controlling this game physically on offense and defense.
Brings up second down and 2.
And they really have in this offense has been more run-like than we usually see most of the time, and Jake Schaefer throws his hand warmer.
Schaefer's hand warmer must have fell off there after that run. So second down and short here.
Different formation as Max McKenzie's lineup as a wing and Drake O'Neal's out there.
Notice how they're putting McKenzie out there on the wing. Now they put him in motion. Probably trying to get him a good matchup here. Schaefer runs to his right, throws on the run over the middle to Coleman, and it's dropped. Right in Coleman's hands.
Jet Coleman has had a lot of drop passes in this season, and he's notorious for his speed. If his hands got up, then we would see a lot more deep balls to him and all that. But of course, we just like to run him out of screens, and of course, great receiver just
and
has those moments.
Coleman really has just struggled throughout this season getting going, and right there was a chance for him to get a touchdown, but just dropped right there. Great play by Schaefer. Schaefer's so dangerous when he leaves that pocket. Third down and 2. Hand off to Ambrosen with plenty of room up the middle, and he shoots it, and he's through. Touchdown Warriors as he struts into the end zone.
That's the Aiden Ambrosen we like to see right there. Just great running from him. And honestly, on both sides of the ball, he's been participating tonight and just doing a wonderful job.
And he high steps into the end zone almost. And so the Warriors, 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. Their offense just looking dominant tonight. Their offense has been great all season, averaging over 30 points per game. And that was an incredible quick drive.
Yes, it was. And, of course, let's not mention that kickoff return by Roman Roski right there. Just set him up perfectly.
So Verhulst to kick this extra point. And the kick is through. So Warriors take a 21-6 lead. 5:42 to go. This offense just looks unstoppable, rushing and throwing. And you know, with Aiden Ambrosen back in the rushing attack, it seems to be really looking good.
Yes, it does. And honestly, if we could get Clevenger healthy too, then we'd see more of a bull rush type out of Clevenger. And then, of course, same thing out of Aiden Ambrosen, but Aiden Ambrosen is more, he can do a mixture of all of it. If you let him get in open field, he's a scary guy to let get in open field, first of all, if you do. But at the same time, if you have 4 guys on him trying to tackle him, he's going to keep running his feet, not just fall down. With Austin Clevenger, on the other hand, he's not the fastest at all. He's really just the bulldozer that you can let run over anybody.
For sure, and with him, hopefully he can get healthy. And really, it's just the end of the year is what matters. This is just practice for the end of the season. This game is just practice for the end of the season. Sure, you want to win. This is a good rivalry match, but you got to get better. You got to find the right guys in the right positions, and you got to make sure you're healthy by the end of the season, because that is what matters, and that's why the Warriors have been so successful in the past.
Yeah, and injuries have been bothering the past 2 years, and honestly, just hope to see that this Warriors team can pan out.
So Wheeler kicks this one. It'll be returned around the 10. And it is a good return, so the special team's not so great on this one. They've been great all night, but that one, a good return. And so Pittsburgh will have the ball at their own 39-yard line.
Yeah, not the best right there. As you saw, 2 or 3 guys still kind of waiting back, not trying to go after him, which was smart and not the smartest at the same time. Didn't really get all 10 guys that you usually have trying to go after him. You had only like 7. So we'll see how this defense performs right now, and hopefully all 11 of those guys can run after the ball.
So concerning that, Cindrowski comes off the field limping after that kickoff. Ben Morowski lines up as a linebacker on this one, and this one's pitched to the outside, and a ton of room as Ambrosen trying to chase him down. He can't, and a good tackle by Roski that saves a touchdown, but a huge play to Profit. And Profit seems to be another one of those guys for Pittsburgh that's been killing the Warriors tonight.
Yeah, him and, of course, number 17, Maverick Caswell. Those are their 2 guys that they have. And, of course, Webb Fern, their quarterback, who's also been getting into open field and making big plays. Those 3 guys are the guys that the Warriors need to key and look out for.
And Caswell and Profit have definitely been the go-to guys for Pittsburgh. It's a great play by Profit, sets up first down and goal. Warriors defense trying to make a goal line stand. This one's going to be a fake and a keeper by Fern, and he's into the end zone. So 2 plays and a touchdown for Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh showing they're not going to be bullied tonight.
Yeah, they are. I mean, honestly, if you look at the aspect of this game, just watching it, it looks like Smithville should be winning by a good 35 to 40, but Pittsburgh is right in this game. Their offense takes up so much time, and they get downfield, take their time. And as you see, they have this one of their mixed formations again.
So they send them in motion. They're going to go for 2 again. This one's a screen, and that's no good. So you have to wonder if Pittsburgh just doesn't have a kicker that they like to use, as that 2-point conversion is really going to hurt them, as now they're down by 2 scores.
Yeah, that was a great job by Colin Mueller, just getting off the edge and just making a wonderful tackle as he saw that screen from the beginning. As he saw the ball snap, he saw number 7 drop back and look for the screen, and Colin Mueller coming off the edge and just making a great tackle.
And it's ironic because Pittsburgh last season had a punter who was going to be a D1 case, who's going to K-State to be their punter. And he was a senior last season, and he did their extra points and field goals too. And so he's gone, and they must not have a kicker that can replace him.
Must not. I mean, still looking like their offense can lead them down to score, but really it comes down to those 2-point conversions in this game. That's really what they need to be successful for. And I just realized Webb Fern is also doing kickoff.
So the Warriors defense did not do a great job there, as they couldn't stop the outside pitch. You have to wonder if, they're without Trey Adkins due to injury. Sandrowski wasn't out there for those 2 plays due to injury. And now a fumble on the kickoff, but he makes it up okay, as the Warriors will have the ball at their own 19 or 18.
That was a questionable thing to do by Drake O'Neal. I mean, if he wouldn't have tried to touch it, that would have went into the back of the end zone. It was a weird kick. Drake O'Neal just tried to stop it. Just not the right thing to do in that moment.
So after that, Warriors not going to have as well a field position as last time. 4:41 to go. You want to have a great drive, and you want to take up this clock.
Yeah, you really do, but as Smithville's offense is more of a fast pace than Pittsburgh's, so if you did score and leave a good minute on the clock, I don't know what would happen with Pittsburgh.
And like you said, fast pace. They score fast, and Lyndon Russell just breaks a huge run.
That's good for Warriors.
And now the Warriors have a first down, and they're already almost midfield.
Yeah, Lyndon Russell, of course, that's their speedy guy that they love to get in the backfield back there, who wasn't there at the beginning of the season. Now he is, and he's proven that he should be on this varsity team instead of junior varsity.
And you can tell the Warriors think this Pittsburgh defense, their run game, they must think their run game's the weakness, because the Warriors are running all over Pittsburgh right now with different backs. First down and 10 here in the pistol. Schaefer is going to hand it off again to Russell. This time not as much doing, as it's a gain of 3 or 4. 3:56 to go in the second quarter. 21-12 is your score.
Yeah, we're going to see. I think Smithville's just going to try to run this clock out, try to score with about a minute left in the quarter. See what they can do.
The Warriors will receive the second half kickoff, which is something to keep an eye on, as they got up on this game 14-0, and ever since Pittsburgh's been going toe-to-toe. So they send Cruz in motion. It's going to be a pitch to the outside to Russell. He's got tons of room, as it's great blocking. And Pittsburgh trying to strip the ball out, but they can't. And a first down across midfield. And another good run by Lyndon Russell.
Yeah, of course you love to get him to the outside with blockers and lead him so he can find those tiny little gaps, since he is one of the shorter guys out there, and just find tiny gap and let him get through and break free.
And the Warriors O-line is doing a great job right now, really dictating the pace of this game. 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. And timeout, Pittsburg Dragons, as they must have saw something they didn't like. So as they take this timeout, we'd like to thank our sponsors, the Eric Craig Real Estate Team, Oaks Kia, Bashir's Tree and Lawn, and Kozak's. 2:59 to go here in the half. It's really been, a good back-and-forth game.
Yes, it really has. Smithville's offense looking like one of the better offenses that we've seen of them. And Pittsburgh's offense, really, they're just a more slower pace offense, as we're going to keep going back to that. But the triple option's really getting them, as you're going to see, of course, Aiden Roberson. He's going to take the inside back. Both of your defensive ends are. And then it's whenever they get that fake right there, and then they're going to come out with Webb Fern out there, and he's going to try to pitch it, or he's going to keep it and get a big game. So they really need to start paying attention to the pitch guy and the quarterback.
It's that triple option offense. The NCAA 2K14 game, or EA NCAA game from 2014 came out with the triple option, which is all the rave almost 10 years ago now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's a big game for
And Pittsburgh's offense is looking like that video game triple option offense. As this handoff goes for a gain of 1 or 2 to Lyndon Russell again, as 2:50 to go here in the half. Schaefer's going to get the play call. And this is a huge drive. You can go up 3 scores here if you can get a touchdown to end the half, and you get ball first, second half. And really, Pittsburgh's defense hasn't been able to show that they can stop the Warriors' offense.
That is true, and really, of course, I like to mention Lyndon Russell just getting in the open field and doing something for it.
And he gets another carry and another decent gain, as Caswell is able to bring him down.
Now, if you're Pittsburgh right now, you're seeing this and you're like, okay, they're running the ball a lot. So I'm wondering if we're going to see maybe a play action to a deep ball right here, since they're running the ball so much. Try to get them off.
That is a good call. Don't be surprised. I mean, the Warriors, they've only thrown the ball a handful of times tonight, so don't be surprised. We could see play action or something throw, like you said, Caden, on this play. We'll see. Pittsburgh loading the box with 5 on the line. They send Cruz in motion. It's going to be a pitch to the outside to Russell. Tons of room. And Russell finds the hole and past the 30-yard line, and another first down. So Pittsburgh loaded the middle of the box, and the Warriors realize they can get to the outside with Russell, and a brilliant run.
Yeah, as you like to see, they like to motion Cruz into the left side where it'd be a trips formation right there, and then they're going to have 3 guys blocking out, as we did see with the trips bunch that they had, and then they tried to dump it to Aiden Ambrosian. So we're going to see more trips from Smithville.
Timeout, Dragons.
So 1:14 to go in the half. Pittsburgh uses their second timeout. I wonder if these timeouts are to stop the clock.
They might be, and if Smithville does score, you could possibly see Pittsburgh, who haven't passed the ball that much. They did have that one pass interference call on Max McKenzie. If they do, they could go for a deep ball or try to run a triple option, or just get a Willy Wonky play.
Yeah, and that's why I'm questioning what the timeouts are for. They haven't been a deep ball team. They're a running team, so calling timeouts really is just giving the Warriors more time to score almost. So you have to kind of question what Pittsburgh's coaching staff is doing here.
Yeah, and you have a minute 14 with 3 touchdowns on the 26-yard or 27-yard line, where it's really, why are you calling timeouts? Try to hold them from scoring, because they're going to get the ball back right after half. So it's really a scary sign to see Smithville with 3 timeouts with a minute 14 knocking on the door.
Especially with their passing game being so sharp and their running game really being successful all game tonight, which is something we haven't seen too much this season, their rushing game being this well.
Yeah.
First down and 10. Notice press coverage on McKenzie at the top of your screen. Keep that in mind. Schaefer keeps the ball in the read option. He's got some room. Trying to bounce it out to the 10. Gets tripped up and out of bounds around the 5.
What a great run by Jake Schaefer right there. Just such a great dual-threat quarterback, learning it from Andrew Hedgecorth. And as I'd like to mention, first-year quarterback, also just looking like he's been doing it for 3 or 4 years now.
And the Warriors offense is just making this Pittsburgh defense look silly tonight as they're knocking on the door with a minute 6. And now if you're the Warriors, you might want to start running the ball. Take some clock off. Pittsburgh has 1 timeout remaining in the half, and they use their last one.
Yeah, I don't know if I really like that right there. The clock is stopped. Yeah, if they score right now, you have a minute probably left where you could possibly have 2 timeouts right now, but they wasted both of those.
Well, it's at the point for Pittsburgh where you're calling timeout to try and get the ball back. You're now out of timeouts. So if the Warriors run a couple of rushes and they don't get in, a lot of clock is going to run, so you're not going to get the ball back either way. So maybe you dial up something on defense where you go like all-out blitz and you go all out for the run, and if they score a touchdown, it's like, well, we got time. And you do something risky here with 1:06 to go.
Yeah, and of course, Smithville, if they get this first, since it is first and goal, you have 4 plays to get in there, but they also have 3 timeouts, so if they really need to, if they get a false start, reset of downs, then you have 3 timeouts to do something with.
But the Warriors are moving so fast, those timeouts don't even seem to be an issue. First down and goal. Morosky in the slot. McKenzie and Coleman out wide. Colin Mueller in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Russell. Russell tries to get outside, takes it to about the 6-yard line.
And now if you're Pittsburgh, this would probably be a time that you would want to use one of your timeouts, but of course they already wasted all 3. So now Smithville just has a chance to run the ball down their throat and get a touchdown.
28 seconds on the play clock. The clock continues to run off. 40 seconds to go. And if the Warriors, you have all 3 timeouts, so let the clock run. No reason to snap the ball. But they will. They're going to hand it off here to Russell, and he gets into the end zone. So another touchdown run by Lyndon Russell as he is having a day. And with 30 seconds to go in the half, the Warriors can go up 16 with the extra point.
Yes, they can. And now we're going to see what does Pittsburgh have in their bag that they were trying to get the ball back for.
Well, at 30 seconds and no timeouts, I wouldn't be surprised if they just take a knee and play it safe. But the Warriors do get the ball to receive the second half. Their offense 4 for 4 tonight on their drives, 4 touchdowns. And now at this extra point, they can have 28 on the board, on pace for 56. They're just making this Pittsburgh defense look really silly.
Yes, they are.
And it's a fake, and Schaefer throws a dot to Jake Cruz. And the fake extra point turns out to work perfectly as an amazing throw by Jake Schaefer, and the Warriors go up 29-12.
So now that's going to put them up 3 scores. If they score again at the beginning of the half, that's 4 scores, and you could have possibly not let them score or just not wasted your timeouts early if you're Pittsburgh.
And with that 2-point conversion, that makes it over 16, so now they can't get 2 2-point conversions and tie it because it's a 17-point game. So like you said, 3 scores no matter what. That is a huge 2-point conversion on the fake. And a beautiful throw and catch by Schaefer to Cruz.
Yes, it was. Jake Schaefer, love to see it from him. Just love to see him playing some of the best football that you'll see in Missouri here. Just a wonderful job.
So Wheeler will kick off. 30 seconds to go. We'll probably see Pittsburgh, unless they get a really good return, we'll probably see them knee this one into the half. And so Wheeler's going to pooch this one.
Wheeler's kick's covered by number 29.
And so it's recovered. And Pittsburgh most likely to take a knee. 27 seconds to go in the half.
And Ambro doesn't seem to be happy with Wheeler. I think he wanted the ball a little bit deeper there.
Dragons take over 1st and 10 at the
And Coach Ambrosen's talking to Wheeler about it.
Now let's see if this Warriors defense can hold them from scoring.
So they are going to run some plays. So the Warriors defense just needs to play it safe here. They don't seem to have a kicker, so there's no field goal range for them. And a great tackle behind the line by Jay Surratt. So another tackle by Jay Surratt. He is everywhere from that secondary making tackles.
And Isaac Yoder's
Yoder hobbling off the field here. And it'll be another handoff, and that one's stacked up as well, and that'll take us into the half. So Warriors an excellent half as they lead 29-12. Going into the third quarter, they'll get the ball to receive to start of the second half. And so we'll be back for the second half as we'd like to thank our sponsors, Bashir Street and Lawn, Kozaks, Oaks Kia, and the Eric Craig Real Estate Team. And we'll be back for the second half coverage. back to return as the Warriors have their hands team out there.
Interesting sight to see Jake Schaefer out on the kickoff return.
And so Coleman's going to try and have a lane here. Schaefer lays a couple good blocks down, and the Warriors will have possession at their own 35.
Yeah, interesting sight. You most likely don't see Jake Schaefer out on your kickoff return team, but hey, he had some good blocks, so we'll take it.
So this Warriors offense has been nothing but brilliant in the first half, 29 points, and they scored a touchdown every single drive.
Yeah, really consistent from Smithville right now.
So the Warriors in a gun look. And Brosen, I believe, is in the backfield. And he'll get the carry, and he'll use his lead block, but he fumbles.
Fumble.
And it looks like Pittsburgh's going to be on it, and they are. So Aiden Brosen fumbles the ball.
Rare sight. Aiden Ambrosen's having a great game tonight, and then that's just not what you want to see for the number one.
Very, very rare sight, as he looked to be very frustrated with himself. Coming off to the sideline. He used Colby Harris as his lead block and did a really good job moving forward. He just dropped the ball, and now Pittsburgh had the ball. And that's really the only way the Warriors offense hasn't looked good is right there. They beat themselves a little bit, and now they fumble. And I believe they look to be on it. So
Caswell with the fumble recovery right there.
Caswell recovers there. And so that's a loss of 4. And this Warriors defense needs to respond. The last 2 drives in the half, they gave up touchdowns. And they need to be desperate for a response here. 4 on the line. Fern hands it off, and there's quite a bit of room as Riley takes it to the 39-yard line. So 3rd down here. And you got to keep in mind, everywhere for Pittsburgh is 4-down territory.
And the ball's rolling again right there.
And that just shows you the wind. Tonight's game, you can see the little TV screen the Warriors use for film on the sideline is shaking as well due to the wind. So 3rd down here. Fern is going to run the speed option and pitch it out wide, and he's got tons of room. And a good tackle by Roski out of bounds will keep him from getting in the end zone. But Profit there breaks off another outside run. The same guy who broke off the big run in the first half. And they run the triple option.
Yeah, Profit is the guy that they've been getting. At first, at the beginning of the game, of course, it was Caswell. And now it's Profit that is really making these big plays for Pittsburgh.
And that triple option is just really getting to this Warriors defense tonight. So 1st down and goal. And this one's going to be an option and a pitch, and he is in. So Caswell gives the Pittsburgh Dragons a touchdown, and Pittsburgh continues to stay in this game. They'll most likely go for 2 since they've been going for 2 all game, down 29-18, 10-16 to go in the 3rd quarter. But the Pittsburgh Dragons continue to stay in this game. Just when you think they're about to be out of it, they come back in it.
Yeah, that was a great opening drive for Pittsburgh right there.
And their triple option. Yep, and their triple option is just giving the Warriors fits lately. 3 straight drives, 3 straight touchdowns. And this one, Fern is going to look around, scramble around, and he's sacked by multiple Warriors, so he won't get the 2-point conversion. And those points that came back to haunt him. If you think about it, after the touchdowns, the Warriors are plus 6. They've got 6 more points just off of extra points and 2-point conversions than Pittsburgh, and that is a big difference, as instead of a 28-21 game, it's a 29-18 game.
Yeah, and honestly, if Pittsburgh had a kicker, they could be right in this game right now. They've had those 3 4 now. It's just really not looking the best for Pittsburgh's extra points. They aren't really getting anywhere. But then on the offensive side of the ball, as you see, Caswell and Fern just really leading this offense downfield.
So this Warriors offense, which has dominated all game, one fluky fumble comes back to haunt them, and now we have a ball game again. Warriors lead 29-18. Same hand team out there for the Warriors. As a low kick, Coleman will pick it up and look to return. The speed of Coleman, he's going to cut it back to the outside, and he's got some room. And now he doesn't have any room, so doesn't go a whole lot of ways that time, and the Warriors are going to have rough-looking field position here.
Jet Coleman tried to use that speed to get around the outside and possibly break free. Really didn't work there. There was a number 7 made a great tackle there.
So Schaefer to take the field here. We haven't seen a whole lot of passes. Lyndon Russell out there at running back. Cruz goes in motion. It's going to be a pitch to Russell the outside. They like to give Russell these outside handoffs. This one's not going very far, a gain of 2 or 3.
And it looks like Pittsburgh just got all their hype in the second half right now, holding them. See the head coach yelling. Everybody on the sideline is pumped for Pittsburgh right now.
Well, yeah, and Pittsburgh's got all the momentum so far here in the second half. That fumble really changed the course of this game a little bit. And now the Warriors have to work to keep their lead. 2nd down and 6. Schaefer is going to hand this one off, and Russell is not going very far. So the Warriors, they've been running the ball a lot. I mean, maybe it's just a factor of the wind. They've obviously been very successful running the ball, but maybe the reason they're not throwing is because of the wind.
That could be a possibility, and honestly, they did have that one beginning touchdown to Max McKenzie across the middle. Maybe come back to some of those plays that you're going to get a guy across the middle open instead of running these small 2-yard gains with Lyndon Russell. But they are working. They are getting these first downs.
3rd down and 2. Mueller goes in motion. It's going to be a pitch to Russell the outside. And it's going to be awful close, and the Pittsburgh sideline erupts after that tackle. And it's going to be 4th down and inches here. And so now the coaches have a call to make. They've been winning the game up front all game, but they bring in the special teams unit and are going to punt.
That was Logan Hennigan back there, first time on the field tonight.
So this will be the first punt of the game for the Warriors. And I believe Pittsburgh just called timeout. So 8:14 to go in the 3rd quarter. The Warriors offense struggling compared to what they did in the first half. And this is a game.
It is a game, honestly, and closer than Smithville would like it, and not as close as Pittsburgh would like it. I mean, Pittsburgh's offense towards the end of the first half and now at the beginning of the second half is looking phenomenal with their base option offense that some of the Smithville defenders that I talked to said they didn't like that they were going to run this offense, but they're going to have to get used to it if they really want to win this game.
Well, and it's good for the Warriors to be battle-tested for the playoffs. A lot of teams they play throughout the season, they blow out, and it's good for them to have tests like this, these close games to battle out, something they did not have at all last year in the regular season, and it's good to have these close games.
Yeah, of course, it was at the beginning of the season there,
so
too.
The Warriors are going for this. As they put their offense back on the field, they give it to Colby Harris, full rush up the middle, and he's in for a first down. So they give it to the lineman, Colby Harris, for a first.
Of course, formation bulldozer. But back to what I was saying last year, they had their 2 toughest games at the beginning of the season where it would have been Kearney and Platte County, and then, of course, Pittsburgh, where those teams are their 3 toughest teams they're going to face last season, where all 3 were first 4 weeks, I believe. And, yeah, then they had some of the teams that they played that they were blowing out and winning by 45 to 50. So it's good that they get to play Pittsburgh this year.
So the Warriors get a sideline warning, and now the coaches yell at the players to back up to the yellow line. So maybe one of the players said something. There's a sideline warning, but they're going to back the Warriors up so that it is a first down. But this is going to back them up. And this is the second sideline warning of the game.
Yeah, both on Smithville. Honestly, the refs might be looking out for Smithville more than they are Pittsburgh right now because of the first sideline warning, so we will see.
First down and 10. Coleman and McKenzie have press coverage. Keep an eye on that. It's going to be a pitch to the outside to, it's hard to tell who that is. It doesn't look like Lyndon Russell.
Oh, it's Clevenger. Clevenger finally out there.
So Clevenger does get a rep here as he's been having injury issues, but he gets a carry there. So a good run, gain of 6, and that'll set up second down.
Yeah, of course, Clevenger been running who they have up there in the 5-man front if Smithville pulls that out. That's who they were having at the beginning of the game. And now they're going to mix them into some more run plays instead of Lyndon Russell, who might be tired right now.
So the Warriors just must not be comfortable throwing the ball. They have not thrown the ball much. McKenzie has press coverage again on the top of your screen. Pittsburgh showing blitz. Fake pitch. Schaefer's going to keep it. He's got tons of room. Breaks it to the 40, and the speed by Schaefer as he's just a downhill, goes straight to the spot runner, and he gets it to midfield.
Jake Schaefer, of course, using that speed that he has, like you said, sophomore, freshman season. We wouldn't really have seen that from Jake Schaefer. But, of course, right there we just saw the speed that he can use to break free.
And he's more of a get downhill, get to the spot, get out of bounds. He's not going to finesse you, but he will get the job done with the speed. So first down and 10, and his awareness is what is so incredible when he knows how to leave the pocket. First down and 10. Schaefer's going to hand this one off to Clevenger, and he'll get a gain of 3 or 4. Another flag.
Late flag came in. And holding on the offense right there.
So a hold on the offense. And the Warriors fans are not happy with the call there. 6:51 to go. The rest is still talking about it.
I think they're talking about if it's going to be a 5 or 10-yard penalty right here.
So it's holding. So it'll be a holding from the spot. That's probably what they're trying to figure out is where the spot is going to be. First down and 17 here. And the Warriors get back to the again, and penalties have been an issue for the Warriors. They are losing the penalty battle, something we haven't seen from them all season. So Schaefer's going to fake the pitch and keep it to the right side up the middle. He's got some room. And spins a tackle off, and looks to be a first down, so Schaefer comes to the rescue there.
Great run by Jake Schaefer, just looking awful speedy out there. I mean, as I like to say, mentioning Patrick Mahomes, one of those guys that his 40 time probably isn't one of the fastest, but whenever you get somebody chasing him, he runs way faster than what his 40 time is. So Jake Schaefer looks like another one of those guys out there.
Very similar. Schaefer doing a nice job running the ball this drive. First down and 10 at the Pittsburgh 38-yard line. 5 wide, something we haven't seen all game. Warriors love that 5 wide. They send a man in motion into Neal. It's going to be a fake screen. Schaefer looks deep downfield, and it is going to be a flag thrown. Probably a holding or a pass interference.
I believe it's going to be a holding.
McKenzie, a very fast receiver. He wasn't able to get to where the ball was thrown. And whenever that happens, you have to question a hold. So it is a hold on the defense there. And that's what happens when you be aggressive.
Yeah, well, you see right there they had the dump. Well, they had the motion across from Drake O'Neal to try to get into a dump screen, which is a pump fake. And then they had 3 guys going deep, which would have been Coleman, Benny and Colin Mueller going deep from right there, and then you have Max McKenzie one-on-one, which is what you want to get is Max McKenzie one-on-one, just a great deep ball receiver.
And that's something the Warriors like to do. They've done all season. That's the first time we've seen it tonight. And you hope for the Warriors to do more of that. They are very successful this year on deep throws. Schaefer's done a great job passing the ball. So this one's going to be a QB draw. He finds the outside. He's got tons of room. And a good tackle will keep him from getting a first. And it's going to be third or second down here.
Yeah, it looked like if Schaefer would have ran a little bit more towards the outside, towards the sideline, he could have had Max McKenzie possibly for a bigger gain, which it was probably more smart that he didn't throw that ball. The safety was over the top. But good key things to notice is sometimes Jake Schaefer sees a guy open, but it's not the smartest play for right there on the run, and really you're getting a guy chasing after you. So not smart play right there by Jake Schaefer.
Schaefer using his legs a lot on this drive. Second down here. Mueller goes in motion, back to the spot. Handoff goes to Russell. Not much doing, and Pittsburgh is doing a much better job stopping the run here in the second half.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's defense looks a lot better starting, and so does their offense. Their offense looked phenomenal through that first drive.
So 3rd down and 3, and now you have a call to make. Warriors have been running the ball a lot this whole game. Now their passing game has been their forte this season. We have not seen much of it besides that deep ball to Max McKenzie. And we'll see what we can see here. 5:04 to go. 3rd down and 2. Schaefer fakes the pitch. He's got tons of room to the top of your screen. To the 10, tries to cut it back into the 5. And Schaefer continues to run all over these Dragons.
You see right there, Jake Schaefer's aggressiveness. He just lowered his shoulder to run into that safety right there. And what a great job by Jake Schaefer to get some yards from these Smithville Warriors.
And I think the Warriors are calling his number more. We haven't seen a lot of running from him this game. But just in this drive in particular, we've seen a lot. And I think the Warriors are just realizing calling Schaefer's number right now. Pittsburgh's not expecting it.
Yeah, well, what you see is what they've done the past few plays is they're gonna do a toss, and here back to Dozer.
Big Daddy 71.
So they're gonna give it to Colby Harris, and he is into the end zone as he has been a beast today. And he says those Pittsburgh Dragons are too small, and gets into the end zone. So the lineman Colby Harris gets a big touchdown.
Could possibly be a new starting running back for the Smithville Warriors, Colby Harris.
And Pittsburgh Dragons have had no answer for him tonight, as he's had 3 carries for 3 conversions, whether it's been a touchdown or a first down. It's now Verhulst to kick the extra point. Good snap, good hold, kick is through, so 36-18. And the Warriors offense, after 2 struggling drives to start the second half, they're back on track. And the wheels are rolling again as they go up 36-18 with 4:21 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, now they're going to go back up 3 scores. And just I'd love to say Jake Schaefer, that drive was phenomenal on the running side. And then, of course, big Colby Harris running it in, finishing the drive.
And Colby Harris is very hyped up on the sideline.
Number 98, Zach Wheeler on the kickoff for the Warriors.
And we've seen the Warriors run that formation to Colby Harris a few times this season, but we haven't seen it work to the extent of the success that it's worked to tonight. It's worked brilliantly against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have at least 3 or 4 guys to bring down big Colby Harris. I mean, just such a big kid and has phenomenal leg power to get him to complete the conversion, or, of course, as we just saw, a touchdown. So if they keep that up on close drives, you'll probably see that a little bit more.
Let's get up for the kickoff.
And a good kick. It's about the 10-yard line is where the return will be, and a good job by Coleman in special teams. And the ball's out. The ball's out.
And
Warriors are on it.
Ball right now, recovered by the Warriors.
great job by Roman Roski and Jet Coleman there
I believe Cooper Williams was the one that stripped him. Or Roski and Cooper Williams, but a cloud of Roski, Cooper Williams, and Coleman were all trying to strip it at the same time, and then the ball just came out.
And somebody's down. Cannot tell if it's Smithville or a Pittsburgh player.
So the Pittsburgh player gets onto his feet, is able to walk off, but Coleman's speed is really helping out the special teams as he got to him quick. And Cooper Williams and Roman Rossi are both able to get on that ball.
Yeah, I'd like to say Roman Roski and Jet Coleman were both down there. Roman Roski was the one that hit it out, actually. And whenever he forced that, there's just, you couldn't even tell the ball was out. And then you see 3 Smithville guys all of a sudden just jump on top of the ball. So great job by Warrior special teams right there.
And Roman Roski continues to be successful and forcing turnovers. He is a lightning rod for this Warriors team.
Yes, he really is. I mean, he's really the energy guy.
So the Warriors can't get lined up and get a playoff before the delay of game, so that's a call timeout. I believe the clock should have reset, so I'm not sure why the clock didn't reset there, because it should have been 40 seconds, not 25.
And trainer working on Jet Coleman right now. I believe they're rewrapping his leg. And Smithville can't get too cocky, as we just seen at the beginning of the third quarter, Pittsburgh was keeping up with them. So Smithville can't get too cocky and start thinking about winning this game. They are up 3 scores, but you never know what could happen in football.
They have to keep the foot on the gas. You're up 36-18. You have to keep the foot on this gas. The offense is capable of scoring like 50 points the way they've been performing tonight. You got to keep the foot on the gas. As there's 5 wide here for this play, something they haven't really pulled out this game besides a couple times. They send O'Neal in motion. They're going to hand it off to the wide receiver, and he's got room up the middle. So Drake O'Neal gets a gain of about 9, the junior.
Draco, of course, that's what they – so we've seen that from Jet Coleman and Drake O'Neal. You see they'll motion that guy back there with an empty set, and then they're going to run the ball to that guy. And I believe earlier in the game they tried to get Pitt to think that, and then they didn't run it. Instead, they had the deep ball to Max McKenzie, which was a holding call. But, yeah, as you like to see, they really like to get those wide receivers in the backfield and see if they can mix it up and get some yards for running.
So here we go, 3:30 to go. Schaefer hands it off. Not much doing there. We'll see if they give him the first. Ball went to Austin Clevenger with the carry. And so it is the first down.
And Austin Clevenger fumbled there. We have seen him fumble a few times this season, which is not a good sight, but he is only a sophomore, so we can see in the future possibly some better ball handling.
So clock ticks to about 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Warriors can put this lead way higher, put a big margin on it if they can score here. Notice McKenzie has press coverage. Coleman goes in motion. It's a touch pass to Coleman. And Jet Coleman, not anywhere to go for him.
Really nothing there for him. And, of course, number 17 was right there to make that play.
Caswell, just another good play from him, and he seems to be everywhere for this Pittsburgh team on offense and defense.
Yeah, he really is. Caswell is just having a great game. Of course, already has a touchdown and now making big plays for this defense.
And so 2nd down and 10. Russell in the backfield. Notice McKenzie has press coverage again. Fakes the toss, and Schaefer's got room to the right. Not much doing.
And that outside linebacker right there, he saw the pitch and he read that perfectly because Jake Schaefer has been doing that. So now I believe if they are going to fake that toss play, you're going to have that outside linebacker start playing Jake Schaefer more and start doing a slow playback.
Well, the Warriors have done the halfback toss, and they faked the toss quite a few times tonight. So now Pittsburgh's learning how to stay home correctly. And now it sets up 3rd down. 3rd and 6. Schaefer takes the snap. Looks on the out route to Morosky, but the ball, they've got caught in the wind a little bit there.
And there's a flag.
Flag is thrown and a Pittsburgh player is down.
He pointed us. We're holding every play.
And so it's a holding on the offense.
That's not a good sign for Smithville. Now that's going to be a 3rd and long, and you really don't want to see that. You really want to see this Warriors offense that seemed to be unstoppable at the beginning of the game get into the end zone.
They're actually saying it's a dead ball personal foul. Colin Mueller, the tight end, ran off the field very quick, very upset with that call. And so was Jack Coleman and a few other Smithville Warriors players that were jumping up and down in frustration. Meanwhile, the coaches can't really say anything. They've already been warned twice.
4th and 22. This is going to be trick play possibly here.
Well, if you're the Warriors, you need to be aggressive. Schaefer can throw the ball deep. Schaefer can find guys, but they also need to hurry. 10 seconds on the play clock. They need to get in the right spots. There's 5 wide. You got McKenzie, Coleman, Morosky in the slot, Drake O'Neal in the slot. Schaefer runs to his left, looking to throw. Throws right before he crosses the line of scrimmage and out of bounds. And so that ball goes out of bounds, and Pittsburgh will take possession. So the Warriors are not able to capitalize on that fumble recovery. And the penalty really backs them up, and the penalties have been a problem.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, Jake Schaefer seems disappointed in that. Really, they had that. The linebacker was more doing a QB spy, and then just follow Jake Schaefer outside the pocket.
1st down and 10 here for Pittsburgh. Couple receivers out there actually, and they send a receiver in motion. And a fake. Fern's going to look deep downfield for Profit, and it's caught. Caught right next to Jay Surratt in coverage, and a big play for Pittsburgh sets up the ball at midfield.
Jay Surratt really didn't try to make a play on the ball. The ball was in the air, and then he turned around and looked at where the receiver was, and then looked back, and it was too late before he did that. And now Drake O'Neal's trotting on the field for him.
Well, Jay Surratt kind of got head tapped there by Profit. He didn't get his head around to see the ball. It was a good throw and a good read by Fern. And Pittsburgh showing they're not just an option team. They can throw the ball out of it too.
They really are showing that.
So Fern here is going to throw a screen. And multiple Warriors are on that quickly. And so that's only a gain of 1. And for once, the ball didn't go to Caswell or Profit.
Yeah, of course, those are the 2 main guys. But what a great job by Ben Morosky and Roman Roski by being ready for that screen right there.
And the Warriors defense has been very good against screens all season. Morosky even had a pick 6 against the screen against Kearney early in the season. And the Warriors, that's just an IQ thing. And that's something the Warriors have been really good at on the defensive side.
Yeah, they really have. And you just love seeing the Smithville defense play good at most times. So we'll see right here.
2nd down and 9 here. Fern goes on the triple option. He pitches it, but the ball's out. And that's the problem with the triple option is fumbles like that. But Pittsburgh is able to land on it. But when you run the triple option all the time and you throw those pitches behind, there's always a chance of that being a fumble. It's an increased chance.
Yeah, I believe the receiver there didn't think Fern was going to pitch it right there because he already faked once and kept it, and then he tried to pitch it again. So maybe a little bit of miscommunication there.
And so that ends the third quarter here. 36-18 Warriors. Third down and 10 for Pittsburgh coming out when we come out of the third quarter. They'll switch sides. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Bashir's Tree and Lawn, Oaks Kia, the Eric Craig Real Estate Team, and Kozaks.
Hopefully we can see Smithville's defense shut them down right here and then go on a drive and score again.
Well, the Warriors' offense was amazing first half. They went 4 for 4 on their drives, 4 touchdowns. Second half, on the other hand, 1 for 4. They haven't seemed to get things going. Even when they get a forced fumble, they weren't able to get things going. Obviously, penalties being a big issue right now for the Warriors. The sideline warnings, the holdings, the personal fouls. A little mixture of everything.
Yeah, it is a real mixture, and honestly, there was a big encroachment during the first half on Hayes Middleton.
And these are errors from the Warriors. We haven't seen a lot of these type of errors all season, so it's something like that needs to be ironed out for the future.
Somebody's helmet flies off.
And I thought the running back had the ball, but Fern had it. And they actually get a good gain there as they faked me out, and they definitely faked out most of the Warriors defenders.
Yeah, so here's the thing. During that play, you saw number 79. He lost his helmet. So if your helmet comes off in a play, that means you have to sit out of play. So right there, you'll see he'll be sitting out. They'll bring it back up, right tackle in.
So hopefully Colin Mueller is the edge, that left end on that right tackle. So hopefully Colin Mueller can get to the quarterback here.
Yeah, they look like to rush to the ball.
4th down and 4. Be looking for the speed option or maybe a throw. It's a speed option in the pitch to Profit, and Profit breaks the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. So Roski almost had the tackle there.
Yeah, looks like Roman Rossi didn't even really try to wrap, just try to hit his legs right there.
And if it's a big down, you know they're going to go to Profit. That's a big guy, the junior receiver / running back, whatever you want to call him in this option offense. He's been very dangerous.
Yes, he really has, and honestly, he has had a great game. But it really just Smithville needs to keep their eyes on him.
Now, a big thing for Pittsburgh is the clock. 10:47 to go in the fourth quarter. They can't run the ball too much. Fern looking to throw here. Not much to do. He gets hit by Aiden Robeson as he throws, and it's incomplete. Is Jackson Sandrowski did a good job in coverage there.
Yeah, they almost had number 14 deep, but Max McKenzie, of course, using that speed to get back there and not let him throw that deep ball.
Well, yeah, and like I said, Pittsburgh, they're going to have to start throwing. They can't just run the ball every play here in the fourth quarter, down by 18 points. Eventually, you got to start throwing the ball.
Yeah, I mean, you're down 3 scores with 10 minutes left. You're going to have to get into the end zone sooner than later as their offense is more of a...
And that play breaks free. And a first down.
And there might have been a hold there on Roman Rossi, but they didn't call it. But, yeah, back to what I was saying. You have 10 minutes and 25 seconds left. You really want to get into this end zone sooner than later because you have to score 3 times. And it's not – you don't have a kicker, so it's going to have to be in the end zone 3 times. So
Pittsburgh definitely winning the time of possession. That's a good thing, but sometimes it can be a bad thing when you can't score very quickly and you're losing the game. And here Fern's going to look to throw. Nothing doing. He's just going to take his lumps there. And a good tackle by Cole Becker. And Fern is down, slow to get up.
And, yeah, Cole Becker just fell right on top of him. That's not a nice sighting as a quarterback to get fallen on top of by a big D lineman.
So Fern got up, but then he went straight back down. And so it's going to be an injury timeout. I wasn't sure if that was a pass play or run play or what that was, but it definitely didn't work, and Fern just had to take his tackle there. I wonder if he's cramping, if they're stretching it or what.
Yeah, well, in that play right there, it looked like offensive line was going for a run play, and then all your receivers were going out for a pass play, and then you had a guy coming through the backfield as he was kind of like your motion guy that you'll see every single speed option play. You'll have your guy motion back. Then they'll do a triple option. But right there, it looked just like miscommunication. You really didn't know what you were doing. So if you're Pittsburgh, you're hoping Fern is okay so you can have possibly a passing game.
And Fern has had a big game tonight. He's got a rushing touchdown, and he's passed the ball extremely well for the most part. He's been very precise.
Yeah, and as a part of the triple option offense, if he doesn't pitch it, then he's going to get a big gain for Pittsburgh. That's what it's been looking like all game. So whenever you have a great quarterback like Fern that can pass the ball and run the ball, almost identical to Jake Schaefer, but you just see it's hopefully he's okay, and it looks like he's just going to jump right back up.
So he's limping just a tiny bit there on the way back to the sideline.
Possibly just a cramp. And I believe number 14 will be your new quarterback coming in.
So Nicholson is the new quarterback coming in, the junior. And we'll see if he is a weapon to throw, but the Warriors definitely need to key in on the run game now. 2nd and 14 as they load the box. Handoff goes to Riley. And not much doing. It's a good job by Hayes Middleton there on the tackle.
Yeah, Smithville right now, if you're anything, you really want to have more of a balanced defense, but Hayes Middleton is a great guy to have in the middle because he can really get low. He's not one of the taller guys, so whenever he is playing middle linebacker and he's one of the shorter guys, if you have him filling his gap properly, it's just going to be a low shot right at your knees.
Now if you're Pittsburgh, you need to hurry up. You can't take forever. 9 minutes to go. 3rd down and long. And that's a miscommunication. And I'm not sure if he fumbled or if he held on to it. The ref, I think, ruled forward progress before the fumble.
Yeah, right there. So this is what's going to happen whenever you have a backup quarterback in. No communication there, where probably whenever they didn't think Fern was going to get hurt. So you're going to have miscommunication, and I think number 14, their quarterback, was trying to keep the ball there.
Yes, Nicholson was trying to hold on to it is what it looked like, but Riley thought he was supposed to get the ball there, and the Warriors took advantage of that. So the forward progress kind of saves them a little bit as it's 4th down and 14. But they're not getting the right personnel out there.
And they're going to have to call a timeout. Almost had a delay game right there.
So they couldn't get the right players on the field. So 8:01 to go, and Pittsburgh calls timeout. So the Warriors, first half offensively were great. Defensively, not so much. Second half's been kind of the other way around. Offensively, they've struggled, and defensively, they've been great. Kind of just, they haven't clicked at the same time tonight.
Yeah, I'd more say penalties have really been causing Smithville to not have as much good offensive drives. But at the same time, it's been costing the defense, too, with encroachment and pass interference and stuff like that at the beginning of the game with Max McKenzie. And, of course, the sideline warnings where you see they're all the way backed up on the yellow now instead of where that you originally are behind the white.
Fourth down and 14 is what it'll be when Pittsburgh gets onto the field here. And this is the game. This is a huge factor. This is the biggest play of the night. Fern is back onto the field, so they are a threat to throw. And now this is where the Warriors secondary gets to shine.
Yeah, we'll see. Of course, Drake O'Neal's out there right now.
So Fern looking to throw. He's going to throw to Roski's side. Ball's a toss ball, and Roski knocks it down.
That was a great job by Roman Roski. As you see, he didn't go for the pick that time. He was trying to be smart. If he'd have intercepted that, you're not going to have as good position of where the ball's supposed to be. And right there, he was smart and just knocked the ball down.
Well, they wanted to try and throw it up on Roski's side due to Roski's lack of height compared to their receiver. But Roski does a brilliant job of getting up and knocking that down. Great positioning by Roski to get that knocked down.
Yeah, of course, he has hops. I mean, for being how short he is, I mean, he got way up there, so. Great job by Roman Roski.
So 1st and 10, 7:55 to go. Schaefer's going to pitch this one to the outside to Russell. Russell's got a good, decent hole there.
That was a great block by Ben Morosky. As you see, he got that shoulder, the inside of the shoulder pad, and just drove him where it opened a gap for Lyndon Russell.
So a gain of 5 or 6. 2nd down and 4 here. And now you let the clock run a little bit.
Now, if you're Smithville right now, you're thinking, how are we going to drain this clock? Our run game's been kind of iffy, just not really the most consistent, so we'll see.
Well, the second half, they definitely haven't been as good as the first half running the ball. Schaefer with a good juke move and stiff arm to the outside, and he breaks it free. He should have been tackled at the line of scrimmage, but a great juke move and stiff arm gives him a 1st down, and a brilliant play by Schaefer to evade the tacklers.
See, Jake Schaefer just, like you said earlier, he's aware of his surroundings. He's predicting what's going to happen, and his predictions most of the time are right. So great job by Jake Schaefer on seeing what's going to happen.
He's got great awareness. It's like the game happens in slow motion for him, and he changes pace so well. He started off kind of slow jog, little juke move, and then all of a sudden he took off, kind of changed his pace there. 7:04. 1st down and 10. Schaefer hands this one off to Russell. And he gets pushed forward by the Pittsburgh defenders.
As you see right there, of course, they had trips again, but it was with the tight end instead. So you're going to have three wide receivers lined up on one side. They seem to really like to go towards the trip side so they can get more blockers out there and then get more of a gain. So now they're in the center of the field. So if they do have trips, that's probably the side that they're going to run to, or they're going to do a little fake pitch with Jake Schaefer again.
Lots of clock running. 6:30 to go in the game. They can run this down to about 6:15 if they want. 2nd down and short. Schaefer sends Cruz in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Russell, but Pittsburgh is all over that, and it's not going to go anywhere. So it'll be 3rd down and 3. Now Schaefer's going to jog to the coaches and get the play call here.
And here comes Clevenger. So 4th and 3, and are you going to bull rush with Austin Clevenger down the middle? That's probably your smartest decision here. Or 3rd down, excuse me.
Well, yeah, 3rd down. You can run it one more time and then go for it. Or don't be surprised if they throw a play action out there. Pittsburgh would definitely be caught off guard. So it's a QB draw, and Schaefer is hit and brought down a couple yards behind where we started on that play.
And that's not something you want. Your starting quarterback getting hit. Nothing against Peyton Steffen, just he doesn't have that much experience at the varsity level. So if Jake Schaefer were possibly to get hurt, it would be more scary than if we had Jake Schaefer. But nothing against Peyton Steffen, but here comes your punt team.
So the Warriors going to punt here. Logan Hennigan back to punt it. 5 minutes to go in the game. And Hennigan punts this one. It's a pretty good one. Will it take a Warriors bounce? Not really. This bounces straight up. So Pittsburgh will have the ball at the 14-yard line.
Still a great punt by Logan Hennigan to get him inside their own 20. So.
And it's now or never for the Pittsburgh Dragons. 4:51 to go. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion would get them within 10. But it's definitely looking slim, and you can probably start to see them throwing the ball more now.
Yeah, you're going to see, of course, Fern start dropping back more. And if that Warriors rush gets inside there, then it's going to be causing some problems.
So this is a handoff to Caswell to the outside, and he's got some room. Cuts it back over the middle. Gain of 9 or 10. Caswell's been a huge part of their offense. Him and Profit both.
Yeah, it seems like who they want to get the ball to is Caswell, but then every once in a while they're going to try to get Caswell where he's lined up somewhere else and then get the ball to Profit with his sneaky speed and get downfield.
So after that run, it'll be 1st down and 10. So they do give him the 1st down there. 4:28 to go. Pittsburgh has to hurry up a little bit. Notice Profit is lined up in the slot. Keep an eye on Profit in the slot. They're going to throw it to Profit out in the flat, and he breaks the tackle. There's a flag thrown, and Isaac Yoder says it's on the Pittsburgh Dragons there. Probably a hold. As Yoder was down and then got up and pointed the Pittsburgh direction.
That was still a good job by Smithville. I mean, Ben Morosky was out playing in the flats. He tried to jump it a little bit too soon, but still wrapped onto him and then held him long enough for Max McKenzie to get there.
So that hold pushes them way back.
Penalties are a big thing right now. That's the thing that you don't want if you're Pittsburgh.
First down and 20, 4:08 to go. Fern gonna roll to his right and throw deep over the middle of the field, and he's got his man. And is it caught or is it incomplete?
Parker Johnson.
That was a wonderful catch by Parker Johnson. Questionable if he did, but you don't have any replays or anything, so you can't challenge it, but refs are going to call it a catch.
From my angle, it looked like a catch. It looked like he held on to that and controlled it. But the Warriors sideline was not happy with that call. Coach Ambrosen especially very frustrated after they rolled a reception. So the clock stops temporarily, but now it's going again. The first down, it only stops for a second. Pittsburgh needs to hurry. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the game. Fern looks to his right, throws us towards the sideline.
What a catch by Caswell, right? Or no, that's not Caswell. That is another receiver.
And so it's caught by Harrison there.
Coverage by number 7, Roman Roski.
But Pittsburgh needs to hurry. 3:25 and running. The clock is now running. The ball is marked and the clock is running.
Now, if you watch this defensive line, whenever they get back there, if that ball is still actively getting thrown, they like to take shots at the quarterback. So
Fern hands it to Caswell to the outside. Not much doing there. Gain of 4 or 5. Clock runs. 3 minutes to go in the game. Pittsburgh is taking way too long with this drive.
Yeah, I mean, that's their offense, though. It's slow and steady, and that's not working right now. You need to get that ball into the end zone. If you're Pittsburgh and if you're Smithville, you just want to hold them right now. All you can do is play pass because they like to either get Caswell in motion and try to get him cross field, or they're going to look for a course profit.
Very crucial here. Second down. Fern rolling to his left. Now he's looking, and he's sacked by Colin Mueller. Mueller brings him down behind the line as Fern is sacked. And he gets up. He looks to be okay. A little limp there.
Colin Mueller, honestly, is one of the more underrated guys on the defense and on the offensive side of the ball. He really doesn't get his name called a lot, but, of course, the blocking on offense for tight end, as Smithville, of course, is a run-heavy offense. They love doing that. And then, of course, on defense, he's over there being one of the better edge rushers for this team. Just love seeing him do all around for this team.
Well, Mueller leads the defense in sacks as he gets that one. 3rd down and 8. Fern going to roll to his right to throw. He's going to look deep over the middle. He's got Profit. It is caught. And Profit, after catching it, goes straight to the ground. And he looks to be okay, but he's bending his knees.
That was a big hit from.
Looks concerning.
That was a big hit.
But Profit is he's been the guy for Pittsburgh tonight. Yeah,
Caswell and Profit, those are two names that, and of course Fern's limping too. I mean, all your guys are hurt, so.
And, Profit's, he's got 100+ yards from scrimmage tonight.
Timeout, Dragons.
So the Dragons call timeout here.
And it looks to be too late for Pittsburgh. Not saying it is, but if you're just looking at the scoreboard, you would think, man, can Pittsburgh really pull this one out? You have to score 3 times in a minute. That's a really hard thing to do, but anything is possible.
Well, yeah, and you have to keep in mind, like, with the extra points on 2-point conversions, this game could be totally different. This game really could have been 35-21. But due to the fact that Pittsburgh couldn't get any 2-point conversions. They didn't have a kicker that can kick extra points. And then the fact that the Warriors did that 2-point conversion when they faked their extra point. That puts Pittsburgh in such a bad position where they're down by 18 and they need 3 scores.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, maybe Pittsburgh soon in the future gets a kicker that is going to be hitting every single extra point. But right now they don't, and they have to go for 2, and it's really not working out for them, as you can tell. 3 touchdowns, just no extra point conversions good.
So first down and 10. Profit is lined up out wide. Keep an eye on that. Profit's at the bottom of the screen. Flag is thrown. It's a screen pass. The screen pass to Riley is wide open.
And there's 2 flags. One's going to be holding and one's going to be roughing the passer. Colin Mueller smoked that quarterback.
2 flags on both sides of the ball.
2 flags on the play. Illegal shift against the Dragons. Personal foul. Penalties were offset.
So the legal shift and then the roughing the passer on Colin Mueller. So it offsets, so that means they redo the down. So all in all, the flags helped the Warriors there.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, Colin Mueller, he just came and smoked Fern. Fern limping even worse than he was. Colin Mueller saw his shot to take it, and he did, but really not the smart decision right there.
1:03, clock is moving. First down and 10. Profit lined up at the bottom of your screen. Fern looking to his right. He's going to fake, and now he's going to throw over the middle. He's got his man. Flag is thrown.
And Isaac Yoder signaling again that it's a holding, and it's going to bring him back.
So another hold on Pittsburgh.
And that's not what they need. 47 seconds left now. Now it's going to be 1st and 20.
Well, Pittsburgh was pretty good with their penalties all game until last couple minutes. They've sort of struggled.
Well, what it is they're rushing now. At the beginning of the game, they really didn't have to. They were taking their time. They'd run up to the ball, but then they'd take a good 6 seconds to snap it. Now they're trying to get the ball off as fast as they can, and it's really not working.
So 47 seconds to go.
From the 32-yard line.
Clock is running. 35 seconds. Fern drops back to pass. He's going to keep it, and he's tackled quickly by Robeson.
Great job by Robeson, and they really need to clock it or do something.
20 seconds, they go no huddle. Warriors try to get the right guys out there.
And number 47, Mason Jones, trots on the field.
Morosky looks to be limping his way to the sideline. Not a good sign from Morosky. And Fern rolling around, trying to find somebody.
And Isaac Yoder.
Isaac Yoder with the sack, and that ends the game. So the Smithville Warriors hold on 36-18. They'll advance to 7-1 on the year as they'll play Grandview next week at Grandview. Nothing short of a tough matchup coming up next week. And so we'll see you guys at Grandview. I'm Toby Ford alongside Caden Praisewater, our cameraman Maverick Donald, and tech guy Cameron